Hello and welcome to another Brett Plays Flight and Review, and today we're taking out the pre-release version of the GotFriends F4F-4 Wildcat. This is the Grumman Wildcat. Now we are going to have a good look at this inside and out. There are 8 textures, different paint jobs for this. There may actually be more. They will have also a paint kit available for this, so we'll give it a quick run through. I will go through the checklist. I will show you what options are available for this aircraft. We'll start by getting our wings down. So we'll do the wing fold here. Get these guys down, then we'll do an external view first and then go back into the cockpit. Alright, there's a fairly solid clunk with that. Alright, we'll check out the view from the drone. We do have some pretty good detail on this. I think the textures are actually done quite well. Loving the cables all the way around. Let's have a look how close we can get into these rivets. Actually done quite well. Do have our tail hook. It is usable as well. We will attempt to land on an aircraft carrier with that. Our lift points. Very detailed engine. Prop has information on them. Can actually go in there and have a much closer look. We have a Pratt & Whitney aircraft dependable engine sticker on it. That's good. Bits of wear and tear modeled in there. Okay, we do have guns. Now this is a non-marketplace version or variant, which means it does have usable weapons, including these machine guns and droppable bombs. We'll also take a look in underneath the landing gear here. We do have these chain-driven mechanism cogs, I guess, to bring the gear up. Very well modeled. Very impressive. I think this is done very well. Without going through all the other liveries, they all seem to have a very high level of this. We have a couple of them in this color. We have some dark blue ones. We also have one RAF and a couple without the same symbol here. Alright, let's go and have a look inside. So we'll put that one back behind. Okay, back inside, what we will do is I'm actually going to run through the checklist. So before we do that, we will actually open our canopy. There is a first latch, just propped open a fraction, using the rolly ball, pulling it back with the mouse is what I'm doing this. Second from last position, and grab that handle and all the way back. So we can have that locked in all those different positions. I do like the textures and the likes. We do also have a couple windows down here so we can see the ground. It does have that wear and tear feel to it, which I'm actually quite happy with. But I'm going to run through a checklist startup so that you can get to see all the functions, and then I'm going to try and remember to grab a few others. I will have information about the aircraft in the description of this video, so you can actually see all the extras if I don't actually read all of it. Alright, wings are already unfolded, but if you want to actually press that button again, you can highlight, there it is. So we'll press tick. Left drop tanks, we can put left drop tanks on here. I'll put tick and I'll do a right drop tank. Now we'll go outside and you can actually see that we have drop tanks there now. We can actually model bombs on this as well. So we've got a left and right bomb. They are droppable. Hang on, I missed one there. There's our bombs. Looks like somebody else is coming to park in the same parking spot again. Seems to be happening a fair bit now. Our map tray. This is where we have options, so let's actually close that checklist at the moment. So we have ground handling being authentic. Aerobatic smoke requires combustion. You obviously need the engine running to turn it on. Handle interactions being automatic. I believe we can actually do the same over here somewhere where we can actually, there it is there. Handle interactions automatic, auto mode. Refill the drop tanks. Now we put the drop tanks on, we will need to check that they are actually empty. I've started with 50% fuel. So what we do is, because we've added those drop tanks in the front there, I now need to refuel them, and we can just check by this fuel here, they are now the same as the rest of the aircraft. We can turn the primer simulation on or off, and we can unfold the wings from here. Click the map tray option to push it back in. Back into pre-flight checks, weight and balances. We have bombs on both sides, fuel on both sides. Battery voltage, we will check that. Drops down, got voltage, very good. Master battery on. There we go, lots of things already came on there. Cockpit lights as required. They are already on. Panel lighting, it's at 10%, I'll leave it as that. Cockpit light switch brightness as required. Now this is all for the same. So you got cockpit compass, chartboard, or instrument lighting, all at 10%. I'm going to leave them, but you can actually change them as you wish. Instrument lighting, circuit breakers, all breakers set. They're all in. They are workable, so you can check the circuit breakers there. Check. Generator safety switch on. Safety switch was already on. Tick. Landing flaps are in the up position. See the word up down the bottom. Once that moves out of the way, down the bottom there. Tick. Elevator trim set to neutral. Yep. Using my own controls there. Rudder trim wheel. I know it's already set. Aileron trim. Sorry, I didn't show that. Rudder and aileron. Tail wheel locked. It is locked at the moment. I have it mapped to be usable, so you can actually click that on your controls. That's very useful. I would suggest you actually do that. So we'll go tick. Artificial horizon is uncaged. So if you have it on, it's caged. Little red thing pops up there. Very cute. Altimeter calibrated. Barometric pressure currently is 29.92. Control surfaces free and correct. Yes. Okay, my checklist is in the way there. Just seeing that left side. So before starting, we want to zoom up to the top. Fuel selector, we need to turn that on. So let's go and click it and go back in. We want to select it to the main, but you do have left droppables, right droppable, main, and emergency. Let's take it all the way to main for this particular video. Emergency fuel pump in bright red over here. Turn it on. Magnetos, you want both. Rolly ball all the way, thank you. Throttle lever to 10%. Obviously you can click it, it will highlight. I don't know where 10% is. Approximately somewhere around there. Mixture full rich. Okay, now you can drag that with your mouse, or if you have it modeled on your flight controls. Full rich. Propeller push to 100%. Again, with the mouse, drag it back and forth, or if you have it mapped, you can use controls. Primer pumped to ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like 6 pumps for that one. Tick cowling flaps as required. Click this one. We have a look outside. You can see them opening up there. And it does keep winding until they're all the way. There we go. Section light. We'll go on. Section brightness. It is set to bright. You can change that if you wish. I'm going to leave it. Approach lights on. Wing running lights brightness. Again, it's on bright. Let's leave that. Tail running light brightness. Leave that to bright. Thank you. Formation lights as required. We will take those. Not that there's anybody with us. Okay. Formation light brightness as well. On bright. Smoke generator is off. You can actually turn it on and off by pressing that, and you will have white smoke coming out. Okay. Starting the engine. So we'll go back to our default view. What we want to do now, this will get loud. I may need to turn this down. We want to held until the engine is started. Now it does zoom in. I would prefer to be sitting up here a little bit, so I can see that prop moving as well. Alright, let go. Drop back my throttle. Generator switch on. Beautiful sound, but I am actually going to drop that by 50% so that doesn't overwhelm my conversation. Okay, so before taxi, now we can have headphone mode if we wish. Headphone mode actually puts the headphones on, and it is exactly how it sounds it is. It tones out the sounds. If you go outside, you've still got full volume, but inside, I think I'll actually leave them off for now. So, yes, Pitot, you want to open up the cover, click it, close your cover. You can actually sneak in there and flick it over, I've noticed, on this particular version. Propeller lever as required. Well, yes, obviously we want full or not. I'm going to keep that down about 5% now for the throttle. Parking brakes, you want to remove your parking brakes. If you have that mapped, I'm going to put my foot on the brake at first, it actually makes it disappear. What I will do is I will say yes, and then prior to takeoff is when we actually get over onto the runway, which we'll do that in a moment. So let's close that. I unfortunately have had another airliner load itself here, probably right in my parking space. So let's see if we can turn this. Now I believe I can put on the left brake. Sorry, right brake. Probably right brake. And with a little bit of throttle, okay, we need to move that wheel release. So using your left and right brakes actually makes this steer very well. And as you can see, I actually got around without touching them. Alright, I'm back off of the throttle. Now the rear tail wheel is free-wheeling. It doesn't, so it's a Free-Castoring tail wheel with authentic and simplified options, according to the aircraft information. So, get around onto the taxiway here. I will also show you the views for this. We're going to do a quick flight around Sydney here. We will drop the bombs. Yes, they do explode. You will see those. And yes, we can fire our guns in the non-market version. So this will only be available on the GotFriends website and inside the marketplace. The inside marketplace one will not have weapons due to Microsoft's strict no weapon and ESRP rating. Alright, I'm going to put it onto runway 7 here. No, I want to look left. There we go, thank you. I'll show those other views in a moment. Alright, some extreme right braking needed there. And maybe a little bit more left. Alright, let's actually slow this right down. So we'll follow our checklist. Going to lock that caster wheel back in, which I think is actually on the checklist. So let's have a look. Prior to taking off, put your landing lights on. Landing lights are this one here. Now let's go and have a look at that. You do have a drop down light there. See if we can get in without the checklist getting in the way. Very bright, I've noticed. Like very bright. Awesome. Nothing worse than having a dull landing light. Okay, that's in the way. Propeller pushed to 100%. We've already done that. Checking. Yep, it is. Canopy position as required. Now you can take off with the canopy open. We can notch it forward 1, 2, 3, and full is 4. You can hear the sound changed. If we take off with it open in any amount, it does change the performance of the aircraft. So for this particular video, we will actually have it closed. So let's go yes. We do have oxygen that we can turn on. You can hear it pumping. Oxygen pressure as required. We have low or high. We'll go for low. We're not going to be needing actually any of this. So I know that this sound does make at the moment. You can hear it outside. And I have let the developers know that, so we will see if that actually gets changed. Tail wheel locked, I already did that. Throttle lever to 100%. Right, well, we'll turn this one off and we'll have a look at our cruising checklist after. So before we take off, views, in closer, into the panel. We do have a gun sight view. Now this is possible to get to this particular view by pressing one of the buttons. Oh, it has my label there, okay. Our fuel, our headphones and oxygen, and also our jettison of the fuel tanks and the likes, smoke, and there is a launch button. I will show that once we get out to the aircraft carrier. This will be very similar to my live stream of this particular video, and then we have the other left side and in the middle. And that's basically it. But if we wanted that gun sight camera, I think it is one of these down here. Gun camera, there we go. So you actually get the static over the side, and I'm guessing it's meant to be poking out. And you can actually reset and go back. Alright. What we will do is we will take off here. We have no chocks on. We do have an aircraft in the way, but let's actually give it a bit of a run and see if we can take off before them. We do have more weight with fuel. Alright, let's get that nose down. You do need to watch out you don't hit your prop on the tarmac or the ground. It can get damaged. Oh yeah, that's cutting it close. Alright, gear going up. They tuck into the belly there. Very nice. Alright, while we are heading in this particular direction, I'm going to actually hold this with the... It's kind of a default autopilot that they have. It allows you to be held as level flight and heading. You can adjust micro degrees left and right. And while it's doing that, we'll actually head out over Sydney. Cruising checklist. Landing gears raised. Yes, I already did that. Emergency fuel pump needs to go off. So if you don't know where it is again, here we go. Landing lights, we can actually turn them off. Approach lights above 10,000. We're not going to go above. Elevator trim as required. Rudder trim, yep. Gun sight as required. Okay, gun sight. We can turn it on or off. If we have a quick look up here, there's your gun sight. You're capable of turning it off. Well, hang on, it was already off. Alright, and brightness. You can turn it down or up. Ah, that's much better. Okay, yes, and windshield de-ice if you need to de-ice. We're not going to need to, but you can actually press that there. Before landing, jettison the remaining ordnance. Well, you know what? Let's get to that in a second. Let's give this a quick... Well, maybe we'll go drop some bombs on Bondi Beach. Alright, Bondi Beach is right there next to me. Above my wing there, I believe it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare drop just one. We'll try the left one first, or maybe the right one. Hang on, I think this goes to right first. So let's hold straight and level there. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're doing the right bomb first. Now you can either press this one here, bomb release. What you might need to do is zoom out and see it from here. There it goes. Sorry, Bondi Beach dwellers. Oh, and smack. Alright, so now we have a unbalanced aircraft. And what we'll do is a run back around. Now we can actually drop both at the same time. That's in the middle there, or we can release the other bomb. Now, if you want to be able to release it with a button on your controller, you do need to assign it to the required button, which is listed in the description. I'm not sure if it's pedestal light or not. I think it is, unless that's the guns, which we will do that in a moment too. So what I will do is, because I already have it, I can feel it is much heavier on the other side. Let's see if we can get the car park. I released that a little too early. It's going to get the beach. Oh, just before the car park. Very nice. Okay. Now we do have some aircraft carriers out here. These are the Super Spud freeware aircraft carriers. I'm going to land on one of them, but before we do that, we want to get rid of our drop tanks. We're going to have too much weight. We'll close our cowling flaps there, cow flaps, and we might do a quick strafe of the Bondi here again. Now, when I mean strafe, if you assign your controls, you can actually use the gun controls, and here we go. And you do get like tracer rounds. They are not unlimited. You will need to reload them, and no, they do not hit the ground and do anything there. Unlike the bombs that do leave a explosion and smoke for a moment. Not sure if that's going to be increased. I know that the first version of this, it seemed to last a little longer. A bit like the H-145 rockets, that they stay there. We're going to go land on the US aircraft carrier there in the middle of the pack. I know that that particular one has the ability to use the capture there, and we're going to put down the tail hook. Actually, we'll drop, maybe not on you, but we'll drop the tanks. So 1, 2, and 1, 2. There we go. So we can actually drop those when we don't need them, and splash, splash. Alright. Very well made aircraft, this. Alright. Again, we also need to reload those if we want them back in. You can't do that in the air. You don't just get free unlimited ammo and the likes. You do have good traces. Sorry, British aircraft carrier. Alright, so let's try and land this one up. Gear down. You hear that coming down. Yep. We will also put the tail hook down. There we go. So we're now running a tail hook. Probably a good idea to start putting some flaps down as well. Now you may have seen some short videos of this aircraft landing on aircraft carriers. I think they've done it very well. It does grab the wire and pull back, or grab a wire. I'm not sure you need to necessarily actually get it. Alright, that's a little easier. Sit in the upright position. Oh, good time to have the sim stop there. Let's see if we can actually pop this down. There, oh, yep. I think we bounced over one and got the last one, essentially, and it pulls you back a little. Alright, so bring the tail hook up to reload the ammo on the guns, because it does run out and you don't have very many rounds. Charge guns on the right, charge on the left. You have to be on the ground to do this. To get more bombs, actually we've already jettisoned those. To get more bombs we will need to, there you go, we've got the bombs. If we want more fuel tanks, you'll have to do the same with these too, but what we'll do is we've already got rid of them. We'll go and get rid of these bombs, and I'll also show you some smoke. But we have a catapult launch. If you think, well, I'm having trouble taking off here, or I'm not going to be able to, it's going to be very difficult. We could get over onto the arrestor hook over there. But if I want to, I can actually press this one here, and it will give me 3 seconds to take off. So let's do that now. Oh yeah, it really throws you. Shouldn't have done it with the flaps down, but you know, it works. And you can pretty much do that, I believe, on, well, any aircraft carrier. They do have aircraft carrier capability with built-in launch and recovery features, which is exactly what we just did. Set the gear up as well. Now, this looks like the bounty here. If we were to, say, move this back into the middle, and whoa, they went up and over. Oh no. Oh, they splashed right past. Alright, one more feature I will show, and then we're going to finish this. You can crash this. It does actually hit the propeller will actually hit the ground and be breakable. You can press slew or the Y on the keyboard on a computer and put it back in the air or onto the ground, and it will be repaired, unlike the Corsair if you've got that particular aircraft. What else have I missed? Oh, yes, we do have. I'm not sure if I can do it with the window closed. So let's actually try it now. Let's go a couple of slots, one more. Alright, if we want to shoot a flare, we can actually do this signal flare. So let's, I think I just shot 2, did I? I did 2. There we go, we actually have a signal flare. Now this can be seen with multiplayer. So if you are down, or you want to shoot a flare to let people know where you are, we also have one here called SOS signal inactive. Maybe it's only when I'm on the ground, but normally that's an SOS starts beeping away. And that shoots the flare again. Oh, almost shot a plane. Now you can do that on the ground as well. I think you can probably do it with the canopy open. We want to have a look at those gun sights while we're shooting. Is it this one? This one. Gun camera. Sorry, Sydney. And you can hit back to default. Alright, and what we'll do is we'll go and nose ourselves down with without the landing gear, I think. Back in here at Sydney, and you'll see the damage model. See if we can land on the grass next to the runway. Run it in with no throttle. Oh, it wants to float. Yep, there you go. Very well done model. I highly recommend this one. There may be some changes. So this particular one, obviously GotFriends. It's been in development for over 2 years. It's going to be on their official website by the end of September of 2023. Releasing in the in-game market will be determined by Microsoft themselves. Obviously, always is. Guns, bombs, and unannounced livery will be website exclusive only. It's due to the marketplace strict no weapons and ESRP rating. Price will be $19.99 on release. Obviously, we will see what gets done with changes. Like I said, there's 8 liveries so far, and they're talking about 1 unnoticed. There will be a paint pack available for this. Let's just go to press L and Y and puts our gears down already, and then we can restart it either by Control E and keep flying. So you don't have to reload in and out. Smoke obviously comes out on the starter, which I didn't show that before. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope I was informative. If you've got any other questions or you didn't catch a lot of things that are available on this, have a look at the description. I'm going to have a very detailed from GotFriends information pack with this, including the how to use the hotkey information. So again, we can reload bombs, and if I had damage on for myself, I can probably blow myself up like that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed. Go grab the Wildcat. Oh, that does slow down quick. Have a good day. Bye.